Justin Urquhart Stewart. He's an economist. He's also chairman of the Regionally Investment Platform and joins us. Very good afternoon to you, Justin.
And to you, Julia. Thank you.
I must get your thoughts first on Rachel Reeves before we talk about Jaguar and going woke and going broke. Although, I mean, you know, I think this government is quickly going broke with our our country finances. Let's have a little watch and listen of a clip. I've already read out what she'd actually said, but Rachel Reeves this morning in a pulled BBC clip. Here's what she had to say about those tearful scenes in PMQs yesterday.
Clearly, I was upset yesterday, and everyone could see that. It was a personal issue, and I'm not going to go into the details of that. But my job as Chancellor at 12 o'clock on a Wednesday is to be at PMQs next to the Prime Minister, supporting the government, and that's what I try to do. I guess the thing that maybe is a bit different between my job and you know, many of your viewers is that when I'm having a tough day, it's on the telly, and most people don't have to deal with that.
Well, she's very chirpy today, lots of makeup, lots of smiling. Justin Urquhart, do you buy it?
No, not at all. It's called very badly handled. At just a basic human level, if you have someone who's visibly upset, you go and help them, put an arm around them. Doesn't matter whether you like them or not. Cuddle them, particularly if you're on television, you actually sit there and say, stop everybody, this lady's very upset.
Oh, wait a minute, you're criticising the Prime Minister. How on earth is he supposed to know that she's upset? He's busy. I don't defend him very often, but on this, I'm sorry, I'm on his side. He had no idea.
Yeah, but it's like the idea of someone just sort of slivening next to you. But if
you've been in the Commons chamber, you're not going to hear this.
No,
we were watching on TV, looking directly at her, and we could see she was miserable, as Kemi Badenoch pointed out. But I couldn't see the tears until I looked really up close.
But one of the neighbours there on the road, something like that, just to leave her like that is hanging her out to dry.
I'm fascinated by this response, because I think all the blame is on her.
Well, I mean, if I were in her position, I'd actually be sitting there saying, look, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be having a good picture here. Equally, of course, as soon as she did not turn up, everyone would say, what's happened here?
Exactly.
He's obviously going to be
turn up, you put your game face on, you put your big girl pants on, and you man up. Come on, this is pathetic. But the impact on the market, talk about the impact on the market, because it has been real, hasn't it?
It was indeed. Remember, markets were run on one primary issue, that is confidence. If you don't have the confidence, then actually we see a reaction, as we saw with Prime Minister Truss as well. Yeah. If you're coming up with something which is showing not strength but nervousness and weakness, then whilst you might be very sorry for the individual, you are damaging.
Were people worried that she was going to lose her job as Chancellor, or were they worried about her crying and what was going on?
No, they were worried about the fact that actually, are you actually going to have a stable government, or are we going to be carrying on what we've been seeing over the past few years, with the market saying, actually, I don't need this extra risk, thank you very much indeed, I'll take my clients' money and put them somewhere safer for the time being. Now, things have bounced back a bit, but nonetheless, it's an education to all politicians, as they should have learned from Truss as well. Don't play fast and loose with the markets, because I'm afraid they'll bite you back. And you need to be able to create that vital word of confidence.
Yeah. But as it was, there isn't confidence. That's why our cost of borrowing has gone up as a result of lowering the value of the pound. $3 billion wiped off the market. It's not good news. She's going to have to learn to live with that. I mean, she has got a tough job. We just had Lord Austin, a former Labour MP, former advisor to Gordon Brown in the Treasury, you know, says, look, she's got a really tough job in tough economic circumstances. Is it tougher than any other former Chancellor?
Every chancellor has to put up with the most incredible selection of badly run operations of our finances. And it was interesting to see when the coalition first came in and they had to bring in controls. They used that little word austerity. What actually happened was, of course, after 3 or 4 years, they achieved what they wanted, which was leaving aside interest payments. Actually, they'd sort of balanced the books, but they didn't tell anybody. What the Prime Minister should be doing now is to actually sit there and say, you're right, we've actually had to change course on various things. As Maynard Keynes said after the war, we're dealing with our economy then. If the facts change, I change my mind.
Indeed.
Well, that could have been her way out.
Absolutely. And again, a stronger chancellor would be able to do that. Now, I actually invited you on before this to talk about Jaguar. Go woke, go broke is the headline. This has been the case for numerous companies. They go woke, they try and rebrand, and funnily enough, their customers don't like it. But Jaguar's sales have plummeted after their horrible rebrand with the whole sort of non-binary actors and actresses in the advert. No no sodding car for most of it as well, and getting rid of their big cat logo. And they've basically seen, this is stunning, a 97.5% drop in sales. They say it's because we didn't make any cars for a bit. We're rebranding to electric vehicles, but do the numbers add up?
And of course, they've been changing their brand, changing their models, their cars. The electric cars has really thrown up the finances of car makers. They're finding it very difficult indeed to actually get the popularity for these electric vehicles over the old petrol heads. Don't want them. Plus the fact, to look at the 4x4s, they're all absolutely identical, whether it's dealing with a Porsche or a Bentley or anything. It's the badge, it's the brand. Now, when you have a brand like Jaguar, which was everything to do with muscle cars, whether it's Le Mans, whether it was actually going through E-types, everybody know what a sexy car an E-type was, and you aspired to that. And you had the slightly big and butch idea of this Jaguar. It's a Jaguar. It's not a fluffy kitten.
I love it. I'm going to have to leave it there, but I wish I didn't. Justin Urquhart Stewart, thank you as always for joining us.